Apa khabar semua pendengar-pendengar Apa Kata Muda? So hari ini nama saya Abul dan saya adalah host anda pada hari ini, dan bersama saya juga adalah also the combo plus combo. Kita kata ada kat bawah tu ada Fikri.
Hai.
Dekat atas kita ada Rachel.
Hai semua.
Okay guys, how are you today? Macam mana korang punya PKP so far?
Alhamdulillah okey lah. But then since tak boleh buat kerja sangat, so buat macam ada kerja lah. Itu je lah the best aku boleh buat. Sebab
Tapi Rachel, at least you punya PKP kat Penang, so makanan semua gempak-gempak lah kan?
Yeah, if I was in KK kan, Grab food pilihan pun not that diverse lah. Here, so many restaurants to pick from, so many cafes, so many gerai-gerai.
So wait. Kalau dekat Sabah, you still have Grab food apa semua lah, tapi limited places lah.
Ya, pilihan dia limited.
Okay, nice. I selalu ingat macam mana di mana hantar makanan pergi kampung-kampung panjat-panjat naik boat apa semua. Ingat apa Panda ada boat kan? Mana tahu.
KK bandar bang.
So but then do you like macam hanging out in Sabah ke Penang ke? Which one is like much more fun lah? Kalau for you, kalau macam nightlife apa semua, which one you prefer better?
I think, okay, let's talk about like if there was no COVID, there was no MCO lah. I think nightlife here definitely busier. KK definitely more quiet lah. And the pace of life is like much slower lah than here. I still remember I was at Subway when I first landed in Sabah. Wow, they make the sandwich, taking so long. They put the lettuce, they put the tomato, they fold. Then I remember, I'm back in Sabah. The pace is slower here. I have to adjust my speed a bit, Yeah lah, so that's the major difference for me lah. Like Semenanjung
and
and
East Asia. Though, at that time.
Mungkin juga.
Everything feel very slow,
Aku tak tahu sebab Rachel cakap pasal sampah ni, producer kena dari sampah kena potongkan you punya part, Rachel.
Oh yeah, sorry. No lah, it's not a bad thing lah. Some people like faster pace, some people like slower pace. It's not a bad thing.
Mana tempat ni lebih tenang lah. Itu je. Kalau kau
tengok Johor. Well done Rachel, good say. Good say Rachel. Orang dia kata okay. So guys, enough cakap chat sebab hari ni kita punya guest a bit special lah, okay? So, I nak buat introduction for this guest. I rasa lepas ni I kena marah lah dengan guest ni, tapi I nak buat introduction tu, okay? So, dalam this next person ni kira is kind of like a mentor to me lah. I see him as a mentor. I tak tahu lah kalau untuk dia I ni mentee kan. But I consider my mentor. Tapi yang kelakarnya, I think kalau korang tahu I ni perangai canda kan. So, tapi my mentor is like the most polite guy I have ever met in the world tau. So let me introduce you guys to Dr. Ken.
Hai semua. Hi everyone.
Hey.
Hai. Terima kasih kerana menjemput. Senang hati berjumpa semua. Terima kasih.
So Rachel, have you met Dr. Ken yet before?
Personally, no. I only seen him through the screen. Yeah. Dr. Ken, you're from Penang also, right?
Yeah. Penang Lang, as we would say, yeah.
Which part of the island or mainland?
On the island, around Berkenalan, Jelutong area. That's where saya tinggal lah, dekat sana.
The one thing yang orang kena tahu yang Dr. Ken is like a bit mysterious lah. Okay, so you guys have to know that even though I kenal dia lama, there's a lot of things that I don't know about Dr. Ken. So let me ask first, Dr. Ken, like you started, I know that you started your politics, macam your involvement in politics apa semua while you were in university lah, masa you kat university kan, UKM, right? So tell us, how did you actually started from that university? How did you actually became from like normal student, tiba-tiba you rasa macam nak kena masuk into like activist in university?
Susah sekali, kena fikir balik. Tapi terima kasih Abul, Fikri and Rachel. Hi Warren juga, terima kasih. Tadi pengenalan Abul tu terlalu orang kata murah hati lah. Too generous as people would say. Ya, tak adalah langsung sebegitu. Tapi fikir balik, why I am not sure lah actually kalau nak fikir balik. Cuma mungkin sebab masa itu saya pelajar di Fakulti Undang-Undang, saya berminat kot dengan biasanya kalau berminat dengan undang-undang constitutional law, human rights, begitulah. Kalau benda-benda yang business dan begitu tak minat sangat. So I think masa tu dah ada sedikit minat, tapi I think what actually happened was bila terjumpa kawan-kawan lain yang juga berminat untuk membuat sesuatu di universiti di UKM, dan kemudiannya kami tubuhkan something macam we call a reading group. So what we do is every week we would meet, just santai, tapi we would talk about issues, about what happened, some of our problems. So begitulah, it was like just a casual meet up with friends, and then after that it became more formal lah, and we started discussing books and things like that lah. So begitulah dulu di UKM. Yeah.
So you started as a book club, is it? Tapi Rachel, you are in the book club as well. Maybe nanti Rachel, you end up dari Dr. Ken part 2.
Me? I'm not in a book club.
Oh, you're not in the book club? Okay, yesterday you gimana?
Ya je tembak orang macam tu.
Tak, semalam kan
Tapi
the big
tahun
club.
bila tu kan?
Tahun kalau saya ingat sekitar 2007, 2006, 2007 gitu. Ya, I know it's a long time lah. Sorry. Tapi ya sekitar tu lah. We started reading things. I think one of the differences, sebab tadi I think Abu tadi tanya Rachel kan, Rachel book club and all that. I think one of our awareness later was that we wanted to read things which had an impact on society and which could be used to change society. So I thought that was interesting lah masa tu. If now saya merenung kembali dan juga memikirkan balik begitu.
What kind of books would you guys read during these sessions?
Oh, so masa itu I still remember, I think quite vividly, saya mengingat dengan jelas sekali. Kalau tak silap juga, antara buku pertama tu saya baca Syed Hussein Alatas lah pada kita ketika itu. Ialah sebab semua pelajar universiti, and then we also because of the faculty lah, bukan nak kata apalah, FUU is a really nice place, tapi bosan juga kan belajar sahaja. So we wanted to do something. So we read Intellectuals in Developing Societies by Syed Hussein Alatas. It was very interesting. It gave us the impetus, dia menjadi satu dorongan untuk bagaimana orang perlu membuat sesuatu dan juga untuk memikirkan tentang bagaimana untuk mengubah masyarakat lah. I thought that was neat. And then of course the later books, I think every one of us, when you read Marx, I think you get influenced lah. So I read the Communist Manifesto. I read we discussed Das Kapital and things like that lah. I think those are important, yeah, because we had friends who were from social sciences juga. Orang kata lah macam komunis, macam Marxist ni bahaya kan, but it's a very important aspect of sociology and social science lah. Itu satu benda yang penting. Yeah.
Okay.
Kan you pun ada minat yang mendalam jugalah pasal bahasa, sebab I nampak you betul-betul involve, like tata bahasa you sangat-sangat cantik, teliti. Even on your social media also, your tweets and everything, like even I sendiri pun, wow, okay. Because your tweets and your posts make me reflect my own tweets and my own posts, you know. I was like, apa punya tata bahasa aku siut terus.
Itulah Fikri, kau belajar ni. So kan, Fikri, like Fikri say lah, you enjoy the bahasa kan, because your usage of bahasa Melayu buat aku malu juga kan.
Tak jugalah, jangan kata begitu. Sebab mungkin sebab itu mungkin itu satu benda yang mungkin Abu tapi tak perlu kongsi lagi, tapi mungkin sebab itu latar belakang dan pengajian saya juga kot. Sebab saya belajar budaya dan juga pengajian Melayu dan juga pengajian Asia Tenggara kan. So but then very early on actually to I think to again reflect when I was in Fakulti Undang-Undang tu, bahasa saya taklah bagus. Mungkin lebih sebab law tu banyak menggunakan English, tapi cumanya UKM ni juga istimewa sebab kami menggunakan dua-dua, BM dan BI juga. Tapi of course pada masa itu my English was better compared to my command of Malay. Tapi kemudiannya terlibat macam saya kata tadi yang reading groups tu lah. Kemudian bila mula membaca dan saya fikir selepas saya melakukan master saya, I think that is when I started to be very interested in sastra literature and particularly Malay literature and European literature lah. So pada masa itu membacalah banyak lagi dan saya agak fortunate lah bila sambung pengajian ada masa, because reading takes time kan. So adalah kalau tentang Twitter atau penggunaan bahasa tu tak adalah. Ada orang kata sometimes kau ni cakap macam buku teks. So it's okay lah. Itu cuma saya punya kecenderungan lah. Tapi yalah, I think it's okay. I think bahasa ni macam-macam kan. Yeah.
How was your family like? Are they all interested in literature and what language do you speak at home, Dr. Ken? Hokkien, is it?
Oh yeah, so Hokkien, English, Malay. What do you call that mix? Kalau kat Penang selalu kan.
Rojak.
Yeah, rojak lah, somewhat rojak. Tapi we speak English also. We speak Hokkien. My family, in terms of reading adalah, but mostly science books. I still remember last time I used to my family we read a lot, different kinds lah. But myself, I tend to be more interested in science. You know, funnily kan, kelakarnya saya baca banyak tentang sains, tentang ni ekonomi. Kemudiannya minat terhadap apa yang kita panggil sebagai humanities pada hari ini, it came later on lah. Of course, bila masuk universiti lah. Then I started reading more. Kemanusiaan, sains sosial, sosiologi, sastra dan. Saya ingat lagi dulu kan dekat sekolah kan yang kelakarnya, antara subjek yang paling saya tak suka is bahasa. So it's very funny.
Kita sama kan sampai sekarang.
Oh ya, Fikri Musa sama.
No,
tak boleh.
It's complex, you know. Sebab nak tentukan betul atau salah, it's not like maths. You know, kita 1 + 1 if we know it's 2. Dia tak boleh jadi 5. Macam bahasa ni, it could be, you know, boleh berbeza mengikut keadaan. Prosa tu kena fokus on klasik ke tak. Nampak aku pun tahu dah bol. Tak ada.
and also mungkin if I can add, right? Yeah, so I begin to think about it. I think one of the things that mungkin, and it maybe happens till now, is we study language in a very technical and procedural way. Meaning to say macam kita belajar tentang tata bahasa, grammar. Kalau kita baca, I remember kalau kita belajar sastra, plot, itu semua kan. So my interest wasn't in that. My interest was more in the content. So I started to think of how, you know, literature can make the world better, can make society better. Kemudian itu yang actually betul-betul buat saya berminat lah. So sastra itu lebih kepada dia punya content, bukan sangat tentang tata bahasa. Dia ada berapa syntax ke apa ke. Yeah. So actually that was what membina jugalah minat saya macam tu. Yeah.
Okay kan, but so you said that you study law kan, you study perundangan apa semua, tapi I know that you're not a lawyer. So where did you go after that? I mean, you change your major ke something? You study culture juga, you mentioned kan?
Yeah, betul. So that time I was already deciding. I've never chambered actually. Tak pernah jalankan saya punya panggil apa? Chambering ya. Yeah. Chambering kan. So saya masa tu terfikir-fikir. Kemudian kalau jadi lawyer pun mungkin jadi yang terlibat banyak dalam hak asasi dan juga perlembagaan lah kan. Tetapi kemudian saya fikir sebenarnya tak sangatlah minat saya di situ, dan kemudiannya adalah, you know, bila kita banyak ke sana ke sini berjumpa orang, kemudian terdetik untuk menjadi seorang pengkaji dan juga guru, pensyarah, lecturer. So I began to think about, okay, either undang-undang ataupun social science and humanities. And then at the end I still decided to choose humanities lah, sebab saya pun fikir law tu menarik juga untuk mengajar kan, tapi untuk teach, but then I felt the leeway ataupun dia punya keanjalan untuk berbincang tentang topik yang berlainan tu agak terhad lah. So begitu lah.
Dia lebih rigid lah sebenarnya. Kalau
Itu betul, itu juga ya.
So you are a lecturer. Sekarang you still teaching in which universities?
Sekarang tidak. Dulu pernah sekali menjadi RA sekejap, research assistant di UKM. Kemudian saya keluar negara untuk jadi researcher. Kemudian balik ke sini. Buat masa ni masih lagi what we call as a independent researcher lah, pengkaji bebas ya, dan juga terlibatlah dengan beberapa NGO, dengan kumpulan termasuk sekali MUDA dan juga kumpulan lain lah ya. So banyak membuat tulisan-tulisan dan kajian tentang politik, budaya, masyarakat sekitar itu.
I nak tanya pasal tu sebab I ingat lagi you cakap masa ada one time tu you cakap you main futsal tapi hari tu you tak boleh main sebab kasut you tertinggal kat Iran. So is that why you say masa you keluar negara lah Iran? And
Yeah.
Why did you choose macam bukan why did you go to Iran? Because Iran is such a peculiar place. Kan?
Good way to sugarcoat it, bro. Good way.
Ya, ramai yang cakap begitu. Tapi saya fikir as a macam interest seorang yang berminat tentang sejarah, tentang politik, tentang budaya dan sastra kan. I thought Iran and Persian history and civilization was something which was very interesting lah, sangat menarik. Dan I think seperti tak tahulah, bukan nak bagi kuliah ke apa, tapi saya selalu bagi tahu macam kawan-kawan kat MUDA dan juga kat universiti mana kan, I think we should always try something new, we should do something that we've not done before. So macam ramai yang kalau belajar politik, belajar ni nak di Eropah, Amerika dan sebagainya kan. So saya fikir boleh juga buat begitu, tapi kenapa tak buat benda lain kan. So I tried Iran lah, and also I felt as a researcher and also a student, not many people discuss about Asian studies. So that's my bias lah. That's my bias and that's my interest. So I feel we should know more and have more comparative and engagement between different civilizations, even within Asia itself. So I thought, yeah, Iran and Persian field of studies was a very interesting topic lah. Yeah, so one of the books that we always read also was about Iranian history and politics also lah masa kat university. So that's where it came about lah.
Okay. So itulah Rachel. Will you go to Iran, Rachel?
I'm open to going anywhere. I like traveling. Dr. Ken, you like traveling also?
Oh yeah, that would be, yeah, I think one of the things I miss now is traveling lah. Yeah. So as in studying and traveling juga, I think it would be very nice to go to places yang are not in the grid kan, orang kata off grid or off radar. I thought those are very nice places lah. Yeah. Betul. Yeah, I kind of miss that lah. Yeah.
Seriously, I didn't know you like to travel. So selama ni aku tahu yang aku dalam otak aku fikir macam kau pernah dekat UKM dengan Iran, dua tempat tu je.
Oh.
Tapi like where have you been like other than Iran?
Kira, how do you say? Excuse me. I count myself fortunate also lah. So as a researcher and as a student, you tend to dapat jugalah kan peluang untuk travel, either untuk conference, untuk seminar, untuk membuat kajian lapangan. So yeah, I've been to a few places, and I think that's where you become a different person lah. When you go travel, then when you see the world, then you realize sebenarnya taklah begitu sempit kan pandangan kita, pemikiran kita, budaya kita. And also I think it's very funny to say this, tapi reading and books allow us to travel the whole world also. It allows you to travel across time, thousands of years ago. It allows you to travel to the furthest places, that is Siberia, Alaska, South America. So I remember if Abul asked me, there's just one place that I remember. I used to like, I like to read Orhan Pamuk. So Orhan Pamuk is a Turkish writer. He's one of the Nobel Prize winners kalau tak silap. So when I was in Turkey and I was in Istanbul, I suddenly think about his writings, and then dia jadi macam, macam I think back and then I feel like I'm in his book macam tu, something like that. And then bila saya balik ke Malaysia ke mana juga, saya baca buku dia sekali lagi, I feel that as if I'm still in Istanbul also. So I think that sort of transportation is very interesting.
So maybe like rather than just go somewhere just for entertainment like Abu did, at least try to try to learn culture.
Abu dia pergi travel, I'm not sure for what. Dia very fishy and suspicious. Saya pun agak sangsi dia pergi buat apa.
So Ken, since you actually dah belajar lah history, culture, language of other cultures as well. So sekarang apa yang you rasa macam bila menyebabkan you sedar apa yang unik pasal Nusantara punya budaya, Nusantara punya bahasa compared to tempat lain?
Bagi saya sendiri, maaflah, tapi ini mungkin saya punya orang kata bias kan. Tapi saya fikir budaya, contohnya budaya Nusantara itu dalam erti kata yang paling besar lah, bukan Melayu saja Nusantara. I think satu, bahasa dia sangat kaya, very rich and high language. High not in the sense of elite, tapi dia sangat indah, sangat halus. Osman Awang pernah kata bahasa Melayu tu antara bahasa yang paling indah kat dunia, dan bagi pandangan saya memang pun dia sangat halus dan dia ada nuansa-nuansa yang tak ada dalam tamadun dan bahasa lain. Kalau bagi saya, kalau orang tanya saya apa bahasa yang paling halus and sensitif and lembut, I would say bahasa Melayu lah. Kalau kita bercakap bahasa Melayu, adab dia, politeness dia, kelembutan dia, kehalusan dia memang bagi saya lain lah. Dan tentunya bercakap tentang travelling kan, kalau kawan-kawan pernah pergi ke Indonesia kan Jakarta, Yogyakarta, mungkin Medan ke ataupun Bandung ke, bila orang Indonesia itu lain pula kan cara bahasa dia. I always felt that Indonesians have a very interesting way of speaking their language. It's very delicate, it's very romantic, dan memang sajak-sajak puisi, so memanglah bahasa dia. And also I think we have a very rich historical cultural tradition which due to of course things like colonization, penjajahan, semua orang ingat kita ke belakang atau di belakang lah. Tapi I don't think so. I think it's very interesting, and that's why I feel it's such a big and huge potensi lah untuk kita belajar dan bincangkan. Tapi itu saya lah, saya boleh agak bosan juga lah. Macam Abu selalu kata, Abu bila dia lebih kelakar, and mungkin Fikri dan Rachel juga lebih kelakar. Saya ni kalau start bercakap, cakap pasal benda berat, which is not very good lah.
Abu, just remind me later, aku nak Google nuansa tu apa tu.
Nuance. Sebab tu
ada satu kan disebut
kalau kau nak geng kalau kau nak geng dengan Dr. Ken, kau tak perlu faham dia, kau tak perlu macam ikut cakap cara dia, tapi kau kena faham dia cakap apa. Nuansa tu nuance.
Okay, maaf.
Sorry itu the Malayification of nuances. Jadi macam tu pula.
And Dr. Ken, I want to ask, like circling back like to when you said just now, you travel abroad, you study, you learn the culture, all that. So like you become a different person, right? Have you ever thought of like maybe staying like abroad and never coming back to Malaysia? Because I have a lot of friends that are studying abroad right now. They said, wow, everything is so good in Scotland. I'm guaranteed to have a surgeon's placement when I graduate. So like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I'm always like very conflicted as well.
Yeah, it's a very difficult question. Itulah. So part of, I suppose, the advantage and disadvantages, which is also not good. The privilege of being a researcher is that I suppose you have a certain leeway lah, to choose, where to go and to do research kan. Tapi I don't know, untuk saya sendiri, bagi saya ada satu benda yang tak tahan, which I always feel the need, and ini sejak di sekolah, di universiti, to change the country and to change the world. I don't know why. So bila saya memikir, dan itu menjadi minat juga kerana kenapa saya menjadi seorang researcher dan juga akademik lah kan, because I feel we need to change the world, we need to change society, we need to change Malaysia, and education is one of the best ways. So and further to that, I feel that I would like to do that, and I believe we can still do that to a certain extent di negara lain di mana kita mendiami atau duduk, tetapi saya fikir betul-betul untuk membuat satu impact atau bergerak di lapangan, dia harus juga kembali ke tempat itu. So I told myself, I think, yeah, I would like to do that lah. I think that is where you make the most impact on the ground. You can do that in other places, of course. Many people have different experiences lah. Dia mesti lebih tahu. Tapi bila saya di luar, seperti yang saya bagi tahu Abun dan juga kawan-kawan tadi, bila saya di luar, terutamanya bila saya membuat contohnya PhD saya di luar, saya buat kajian di luar. Bila saya baca news tentang Malaysia, agak geram jugalah. Kan? So I feel that, aduh, so macam mana ni, tak boleh ni. So that's the urge lah. So that's why I decided, kena balik juga, and let's try to do something lah. Tapi I suppose it's not a rigid thing lah. I mean, unless I suppose macam Rachel kata, ada kawan yang memang nak keluar menetap terus, I suppose in some ways, you can find ways to like try to spend some time outside. I think you should do that also. I think that's very important untuk seperti kita kata tadilah, untuk mendapat pengalaman, tapi untuk betul-betul orang kata bermain di gelanggang politik dan gelanggang perubahan untuk beraksi, memang perlu balik kepada pentas Malaysia jugalah, saya fikir.
Tu berkhidmat lah, in the end of the day still kena berbakti di rumah sendirilah, di tanah air sendiri. Betul.
Ya, saya fikir begitulah. Tapi tentunya of course, many people have done many good things, from outside, and they continue to still do good things. So I think it comes down to how the person's preference, priorities, responsibilities, and limitations are lah. Yeah, I suppose it comes down to that lah.
I know banyak academics, diorang tak cebur politik sangat. Maybe from behind ke apa ke. Is that why you join MUDA? Is that pride yang I need to change? And I already dah come back, dah balik daripada luar to change. Is that why you join? Why? Macam, let me rephrase lah. Why is it that brought you into MUDA?
I always felt that, macam saya kata tadi lah, as a person, I think you must always change something. I want to change the world. I want to change society. I want to change my country. I want to change myself, kan? So education is one of the ways. Tapi I think, and as many mungkin of us know, with certain developments perkembangan yang berlaku dalam negara, kan, mengharuskan atau mewajibkan kita untuk membuat sesuatu. Dan saya selalu mempercayai bahawa manusia, pendidikan dan juga kajian harus mempunyai komitmen kepada perubahan masyarakat. Must have a commitment to the society and social change. And then, of course, there are many ways. For me, politics is one of them, and I decided, I think this is the time. Politics, they always say, everything is political. It's a cliche, betul. Tapi it has never had more relevance and currency than now lah. Politics is really what changes society, changes the world. So yeah, if you want to do change, if you want to do something, there are many ways, and then politics is one of them. Tapi of course, politics ada dua juga, like what we call as informal and formal. So formal is like party politics, electoral politics. So itu pilihan yang saya pilih lah. Dan juga saya fikir itu yang kita perlukan sekarang, dan itu yang perlu kita membina lah. Ya, tapi politik secara keseluruhannya memang penting lah.
Apa yang you rasa macam trigger point? You sampai rasa macam, you know what, I need to do something. I cannot just let other people do things. I just hope for the best. No, I have to step in. I have to do something myself. Apa yang menyebabkan trigger point benda tu?
I suppose because we have been tak tahu. So saya kata tadi, masa tu saya 2007 2006 begitu di universiti, kan. So I would like to call myself as generasi 2008 lah. So generasi 2008 adalah pertama kalinya bila kita berjaya untuk bertukar kerajaan di peringkat negeri dan juga menumpaskan majoriti 2/3, kan, betul kalau tak silap. Ya. So jadi saya memang mengikut rapat, dan kemudiannya saya fikir selepas 10 tahun sehingga 2018 macam ada something yang tidak kena lagi. Nampak macam something yang tak kena. Dan pada masa itu memang bagi saya sendiri, memang kita patut terlibat dalam semua mengikut kemampuan kita. Tapi pada masa itu saya lebih terlibat dalam akademik dan juga orang kata lapangan penulisan dan juga kajian lah. Dan bila ada perkembangan 2018 dengan banyak perkara yang berlaku, bukan sahaja politik dan parti politik, but you look at the things are happening in society. Contohnya macam extremism, racism, inequality, poverty, these are things that I don't think we can accept and we should accept, kan? So I suppose we have many options and you choose. Saya memilih pada masa itu on the back of what had happened for about 10 tahun dah, untuk kemudian kata okay, now is the time, kita kena masuk. So masuklah. Tapi saya masih tak tahulah itu pilihan yang betul ke tak. Kalau mungkin ke depan 5 tahun lagi, kalau tak berjaya mungkin kira gagal lah. Tapi saya kira itu kita punya orang kata usaha dan juga keyakinan, kan. We just do, I think, what is necessary, what is needed, and we just go from there lah, begitu. Okey tak Abu?
So,
Abu macam ni. Ya, sorry
Abu ni
Rachel.
termenung lah. Aku risau tau dengan Abu.
Itulah saya pun tak, tapi Fikri bukan Abu je. Saya tengok Rachel pun sama juga. Fikri pun macam ada, saya pun dah risau. Betul ke tak saya cakap ni?
Cara punya charm tau. Kita dengar kita macam wah, gila, dahsyat betul. Tapi betul lah actually kata you, Dr. Ken. At least it's a step lah. Even salah pun kita boleh jadikan benda itu sebagai pengajaran. Let's say lah, katalah tindakan kita semua sekarang gagal next year for the next 10 years. At least whatever we do, whatever we did, benda yang kita dah buat, benda tu boleh jadi pengajaran untuk for the next orang pula yang akan datang. Mungkin dia boleh belajar pada kita. Apa kesilapan kita? Apa Bol?
Fikri.
You look very cute.
Bendanya aku walaupun dah kenalkan lama, tapi tak ada lama macam since aku start kerja untuk muda semua kan aku kenalkan. Tapi setiap kali dia cakap pasal benda ni, aku tak tahu kenapa aku tertarik, macam kau tahu tak, aku dah stuck bila dia cakap tu. Ini aku rasa kuasa Ken ke tak? Dia punya kuasa.
Dia rasa macam, weh tak sisi aku masuk dalam benda ni, aku dalam benda ni kan, benda tu kan.
Dia cara cakap lembut je, aku rasa dia ada kuasa pukau ni. So Rachel, you were saying something, sorry I interrupted you. You were saying something? You wanted to ask something, kan?
Oh yeah, Dr. Ken, what did your family members, your friends think of you joining politics? And is your family involved in politics also?
Oh, panggil Ken sajalah. Lupa cakap tadi. Segan lah panggil Dr. Ken. Panggil Ken je lah after. Actually, from just now pun. But tentang Rachel punya soalan, yeah, my family, how do you say? This is stereotypical lah. Ini tak patut dijadikan ni lah. Tapi I think what some people say as certain families yang tak menggalakkan anak dia untuk terlibat dalam politik, itu ada sedikit lah kebenaran dia. So dulu mula-mula bila saya terlibat di universiti dan kemudiannya lebih lagi after that, keluarga tu agak risau jugalah kan, sebab pada masa itu it was dangerous. Things were different, a bit different back then. We didn't had the freedom, we didn't had the space, we didn't had the facilities that we had right now kan.
The platform lah.
Betul, yeah. So it was quite risky, tapi I think we did something again lah during that time juga, kita membuat sesuatu yang kita rasa perlu dilakukan. Jadi I think after a while, dan juga saya ni pun agak mungkin keras kepala. So dia cakap kita dengar tapi kita buat juga, terutama dalam politik kan. So I think as time passes, I think they sort of like accept and then after that understand lah. And also macam saya kata tadi, I think Rachel would know, right? Macam kat Penang, I think as society became more aware and more politicized also, I think people start to change also, they begin to think like, okay, we need to do something, and then begitulah, yeah. So 2008, 2013, I think the consciousness di kalangan masyarakat pada masa itu pun dah mula berubah. So itu pun membantu jugalah. Yeah, so besides of calling ourselves generasi 2008, I will call ourselves generasi bersih juga. Yeah, so many of us, that was the first time you cried and you smelled tear gas and water cannon, kan. Sakit kalau masa tu kena, kan. Tapi itu benda yang membuat kita semua sedar dan juga membuat kita lebih, orang kata, lebih yakin lah untuk terus meneruskan kita punya aktiviti.
So kan, you sendiri terlibat jugalah dalam Bersih. Daripada Bersih 1, 2008 is Bersih 1, correct?
Bersih 1 actually it was 2007. It was 2007. That time it was still run by political parties pada masa itu. Kemudiannya Bersih 2 dan seterusnya baru diambil alih ataupun dia tukar menjadi NGO lah. So saya tak terlibat, saya ada kawan-kawan lain yang terlibat secara langsung. Saya terlibat lebih kepada di universiti dan juga di kalangan NGO orang kata apa? Student dan juga orang muda lah. Yeah, so we all were in touch, we were in contact dan kita begitulah part of civil society. Yeah, tapi secara langsung tak juga. Yeah.
What was your role masa, I tertanya jugalah masa all this Bersih, I tengok Azrul cakap, Amir cakap, buat time tu I rasa I dengan you umur lebih kurang, tapi I dekat club dia most of the time kan. So bila you guys go, what was your role at that time? Masa macam in the Bersih tu, what did you do for them?
For myself actually tak buat banyak sebenarnya, masa tu cuma menjadi macam seorang contact person ataupun untuk jadi seorang coordinator untuk mostly kumpulan-kumpulan universiti pelajar dan juga sebab masa tu terlibat student movement kan. So tak banyak. I cannot say that I did much. It's more of just participating and supporting, and then at the very micro punya level membantu kawan-kawan di universiti dan juga student kumpulan pelajar lah untuk mendapatkan info, dapatkan bantuan dan juga untuk sebagai orang kata apa, untuk support lah sekiranya kalau berlaku apa-apa pada masa itu kan. So because we know things like mungkin you need first aid ke ataupun you need macam legal advice ke kan. Saya tak bagi, tapi we share the information and then we macam support lah untuk kawan-kawan lain.
Okay.
So, 2007 kau dalam umur 20 kan, muda lagi kan?
2007 aku time tu tengah ambil baru nak start ambil ACCA lah, 2007.
Aku umur 13, tapi kenapa sekarang kau yang lagi muda pada aku pun? What happened? Why suddenly
Kita semua tahu Ken paling muda kat sini. Rachel pun lagi tua dari Ken. Tengok rambut.
Habis saya ingat saya yang paling tua kok kat sini. So Rachel, apa sekarang? You're still studying? I thought you were working. Sorry.
I know, I'm in second year only.
Oh, okay. Kat mana?
Still a baby. UMS.
I see. Itu yang dia orang kata Sabah tu. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're
The KK campus.
But you're from Penang lah. You're memang Penang lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you studying in? So right now you're in Penang right now?
Yeah, right now I'm in Penang.
Oh, okay. So where do you stay?
Online classes lah. I stay in Tanjung Bunga.
Oh, okay. So dekat UMS, what do you study?
Environmental science.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the. Was it one of your memang interests, or was it later on one of the alternatives later on?
Oh, initially my mom like suggested to me lah to be like an English teacher, stuff like that. But then like I memang minat lah about like conservation, animals, like in the environment. That's my true passion lah. So when masa the result UPU came out, memang lah. I think it's all in God's plan lah. I like to think that I kena environmental science also.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dan juga di UMS, I think that would be the best place, kan? I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard the campus there is very good, and then dia punya environment, so-called kata ambience dia lah, right? And then I think Sabah is a beautiful place, kan?
Yeah, the few trips is what makes it the best lah. But now PKP can no more few trips lah.
Ken, let's get back to muda lah macam. So how did you, because I dah korek, you tahu I suka korek cerita kat orang semua kan. So I dah korek daripada Amir, I dah korek daripada nanti I dah habis politik, I tulis buku ni pasal semua orang ni.
Boleh.
So aku, I just want to know lah, macam mana, how did you masuk? Because you were, bila I nampak the penaja punya list, kita dah nampak you kan. So how did you get to be there?
Saya masuk pun agak kebetulan lah. Seperti yang Rachel kata tadi kan, dia hidup ni ada kadang-kadang dia strange, ganjil dan juga agak kebetulan dan juga menarik lah. So saya berhubung dengan kumpulan yang terlibat dengan menubuhkan muda dan juga membincangkan muda, menerusi Amir, Mizi dan juga beberapa kawan lain lah, kerana latar belakang sebab gerakan mahasiswa, lepas itu NGO dan juga civil society jugalah. So kemudiannya mereka mengaturkan perbincangan dan kemudiannya struktur dan juga membincangkan keahlian, organisasi dan sebagainya. Kemudian tiba pula perlukan proses rasmi atau formal kan. So mereka perlukan orang yang orang kata apa, diverse, pelbagai, aneka. Jadi bila mereka bertanya, saya kata okeylah, boleh. Saya fikir tak ada yang rugi ni ya. Dan juga sebab saya kenal juga kawan-kawan dalam itu, bukan saja Amir, Mizi tapi orang lain juga yang terlibat, dan saya kata tak apalah, kita teruskan saja, boleh, why not, right? And of course because I'm from Penang kan, Rachel, so when we are from different places, kita semua sini pun dari tempat-tempat lain, so they were looking for a sense of diversity, dan so I was in a way like brought in also lah, or given the chance lah. I would always think diberi peluang untuk terlibat sama juga.
Okay, that is interesting. Oh, sekarang boleh tahu.
I don't really know lah that's interesting or not, tapi mungkin kot.
No, because like from what I heard from the others, macam they actually went and actually search for it, but then you are the first person yang I dengar macam secara kebetulan, you know, it's like macam fate.
Yeah, macam, but no lah, you know, just everyday conversation kan. Like what Rachel, saya rasa sangat menarik apa yang Rachel kongsi. Kadang-kadang hidup ini dia antara cantuman, antara keterbatasan dan kemungkinan. Itu Rendra used to say. It's a combination of chance and limitations and fate and choices. So kalau Rachel terasa macam terpanggil dan kemudian diaturkan oleh sesuatu atau somebody untuk kemudiannya menceburi arus dalam iklim persekitaran alam sekitar yang saya fikir sangat penting sekali. Saya fikir mungkin bagi saya adalah detik-detik, dan saya fikir semua kita mesti ada kan, ada detik-detik dan momen-momen dalam kehidupan bila kita rasa peluang itu datang. Bila peluang itu datang ataupun orang kata apa, kemungkinan itu datang, then up to us lah whether kita nak grab it atau kita nak rebut peluang itu ataupun untuk tidak rebut. Jadi mungkin saya kira gitu juga, that is the principle of life lah. Yeah. So if you believe that, I think that means you believe in something lah. I think that's enough, and that's a very strong foundation, satu asas yang sangat kukuh untuk pegang lah, bahawa kita mesti membuat sesuatu yang baik, dan kita harus mengubah untuk kebaikan sejagat manusia dan juga dunia. I think yeah.
So Dr. Ken, I can see that you're more of a spiritual person.
Maybe I suppose so. Yeah, you could say so. Yeah, I believe in so antara minat juga saya adalah falsafah lah, filosofi. I believe and also I'm interested in spirituality. I think that's important. I think bagi seseorang tu idea tu bagus, nilai teori tu bagus, tapi apa yang buat kita tahan dan apa yang buat kita korban is that spiritual content.
Element.
I think element. So I think if you have that, I think that helps a lot lah. And not to say everyone must have that, dan memang ada orang yang tak terima dan juga mungkin tak suka, itu okay juga. Tapi bagi saya personally, I don't know, mungkin Abu, Fikri macam mana, mungkin Rachel, I think the tendency is towards that. I think if you have that, I think your willingness and your kemahuan itu untuk membuat sesuatu, I think akan lebih berakar dan lebih berpaksi kepada keyakinan lah. Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to come from religion only lah. I think different people have different ways. Yeah.
True.
Oh kan, actually I terfikir since you pun sendiri dah aktif dalam politik secara terus lah, kita boleh kata dalam secara direct. Apa yang you rasa macam dalam politik kita sekarang, in Malaysia punya politik sekarang, that you think that this one is not relevant anymore, I need to change this one should be kept in the past, tak patut dah ada dalam kita punya arena politik sekarang sebenarnya?
For me, I feel one of the most fundamental or main things that we must really change is politic identity, dan juga khususnya politik identity dalam bentuk perkauman. I think that is really holding us back, and itu sesuatu yang kita harus betul-betul ubahlah daripada, dan ini pun selalu kami cuba mengajukan ialah melalui MUDA, iaitu untuk berpindah daripada satu paradigma dan pemahaman politik perkauman identiti kepada satu politik nilai untuk berpihak dan melindungi mereka yang paling terpinggir dan memerlukan. Saya fikir itu yang paling penting lah. Yeah, that's very important. I think we must change that no matter what. Itu yang saya fikir sangat merugikan dan sangat meminggirkan dan juga mengabaikan ramai dalam masyarakat yang memerlukan. I think that is so important. Yeah.
But then another thing is, do you think that we have something that we cannot change in politics? Means that whatever you do, this thing is the constant in the politics of Malaysia. You rasa ada tak benda tu?
I'm not sure. I think the world and life, and I think other than our eternal values yang macam or spiritual values yang kita Rachel kata tadi, all those that thing cannot change lah. Those are eternal and universal. Tapi in terms of politics at a more concrete level, I think everything is possible. Everything is possible. There's always possibility. So whether the conditions are kondisi atau keadaan masyarakat tu sesuai atau tidak, dan tengok kemahuan kita ya atau tidak. Seperti orang kata lah, benda kita yang buat, bukan dia buat kita. Kan selalu orang kata kan. Yeah. So I tend to believe in that lah. Yeah. Itu saya punya kecenderungan.
So basically you believe that nothing is impossible lah, as long as it work hard, we can change everything lah. We can change anything lah, basically.
Betul, yeah. I tend to think that way lah.
So I think Rachel, you nervous ke? You senyap ke tadi? Are you okay? Dia kata tadi sebab
okay.
tadi Rachel cakap dia nervous, tak pernah cakap.
By Dr. Ken tau sebenarnya. I can see.
Yeah, every word is a golden nugget storing inside.
I don't think so lah. Tapi itulah saya kata, kawan-kawan yang ada ni terlalu murah hati lah. You know, semua
aku rasa kau kena buat nugget sendiri kan. BTS ada nugget, kau kena buat nugget sendiri.
First time I jumpa you pun macam tu juga. I was like, wow, okay. This guy is amazing.
Tapi saya percaya, dan juga tak tahulah, mungkin macam Rachel sendiri kan. So saya dengar Rachel pun agak menarik. Mungkin even ialah benda ni klise dan juga benda yang mungkin terlalu stereotypical, tapi most people like to stay where they are. Talking about travelling and berpindah kan. Tak ramai yang suka mungkin ke semenang ke Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak kan, untuk belajar. Dan I think that's a very that's something also very interesting and very normal, but also very interesting. Yeah, benda tu lah. I always feel that I always cakap pasal macam nuggets and all that kan. Saya sendiri bila saya jumpa orang baru, orang muda, saya sendiri yang terpesona dan teruja. I always feel that why are they doing this? Macam Rachel, kenapa Rachel buat benda ni kan? Like, you know, like just how maybe people ask me why am I doing this? I'm also thinking, kenapa Rachel pergi sana? Kenapa Rachel belajar tentang sains alam sekitar kan? Dan apa yang dia nak mencapai dengan alam sekitar punya sains tu kan? Ada ke tempat dalam masyarakat ni? Ada tak? I'm not sure. And also, are you wasting your you always ask yourself, right, the things you do in university, am I wasting my life or not? Tak tahu. So Rachel pun macam, I think it's just one example. Tentunya Abo, tentu Fikri pun berlainan juga. Yeah.
I ada soalan yang tak tahu macam.
Go for it, bro. Jangan tapis jalan.
It's going into my head daripada dulu since I met you guys lah, especially you dengan Amir. So, okay, I tahu lah kita Parti MUDA, apa semua. Tapi have you ever given a thought macam the perception of image, macam okay, we are not trying to is your image a statement that we are not trying to be like the normal party, rambut panjang, Steve Aoki.
Yeah, I think of course, like I said lah, dalam hidup ni we have always a few things that we want to do. You want to change society, you want to do something good. One more thing is we always, I feel, need to be different. Kan, kita harus ada satu usaha untuk cuba menjadi berbeza, untuk menjadi yang lain, untuk sentiasa mencuba yang lain juga. Macam Fikri tadi tanya kan, what is it that you cannot change? I think you should always try. You don't try, you don't know. Benda macam tu kan. So I think and the other thing, the fourth thing is of course I think to be yourself. I think you have to be yourself. You have to be yourself and you fight for others to be themselves also. So I think, so this is how I'm comfortable. I think, tak ada salahnya. Also mungkin stereotype tertentu kan, orang jadi orang yang bekerja, orang yang terlibat akademik, like even jadi student di universiti tak boleh rambut panjang, but why not? You can always do that. And when you travel around the world, when you see different people doing different things, then you start to realize, taklah juga begitu kan, tempat lain juga rambut panjang juga. So macam contohnya dekat Spain, yang siapa tu? Yang Presiden Podemos itu kan, Pablo Iglesias, apa nama dia, Iglesias, dan rambut dia panjang juga. Dia juga pensyarah juga di Madrid. So adalah banyak, tentunya banyak. Banyak lagi contoh lah. Cuma mungkin sini kita sedikit berbeza kot. Dan mungkin kita perlu buat lagi lah. Benda yang lebih.
Itu sebenarnya.
Ya.
Dia tak ada spesifik cara, masa you kemas, baru kemas is not equal to like macam ada spesifik kemas tu macam mana. But betul, something is subjective just because you have a long hair atau you suka bertattoo ke, it's not mean benda tu tak kemas or you tak berjaya. Benda tu subjektif, benda minat you kan. Macam apalah kita nampak dia umur 18. You've been staying 18 for 10 years now, which is very good, Abu.
Abu 18 saja
Yes, aku pada 18. Aku tengah tunggu ni Fikri tumbuh rambut macam Dr. Ken.
Boleh. Boleh je. Kalau Rachel tak nak rambut, contoh kalau Rachel tak nak rambut panjang, Rachel nak rambut pendek ke macam Abu, macam Fikri, boleh juga kan. Why not, right? I think it's becoming more like things are changing lah. One thing I believe also that things are always changing. You cannot stop things from changing. I think that's very difficult.
Rachel, so are you willing to cut your hair?
Willing, I'm open to do anything.
Tapi I suka statement daripada Ken. Maksudnya there's nothing yang constant dalam dunia. The only thing that constant is everything is changing sebenarnya. If kita sedar benda tu tak ada benda yang sama. Like even kita tengok reflect kita sendiri pun, diri sendiri 5 tahun lepas dengan sekarang, I'm pretty sure it's different. Unless for Abol lah, he always stayed 18, which is different case lah from us. But I think pretty sure everybody else is, we have a different face of ourselves, right? So the only thing that make us realize that the only constant things in this life, in the universe itself, so everything is keep changing. So last question, Ken, you rasa macam you pun you panggil you generasi 2008, you think that mahasiswa sekarang ada tak semangat macam you dulu? Means that fighting spirit to change the world, to change anything that they think need to be changed.
Saya memikirkan ada, cuma mungkin ada keterbatasan tertentu lah. I have friends, I don't know, mungkin Rachel nanti boleh berkongsi juga bagaimana di UMS kan. Tapi di sekitar sekurang-kurangnya di sini, saya tahu juga ada yang aktif dan saya kira sekarang melihat dia makin aktif. Cuba untuk membuat sesuatu lah, dan mereka cuba menyusun, cuba mencari kawan-kawan, dan ada dan nampak usaha untuk menjalin hubungan antara mahasiswa dalam universiti, antara universiti dan juga dengan kumpulan-kumpulan di luar lah. So I think I think one of the the challenges would be that especially now or since last year would be the pandemic lah. Saya fikir itu yang sangat orang kata apa, sangat menghalang lah. Itu satu bukan kelemahan tapi satu faktor lah. Dan mungkin satu lagi is I think the health of the nation in terms of health and juga ekonomi, I think might also be affected. Jadi mahasiswa pun ada pilihan dan juga pertimbangan-pertimbangan tertentu kan. So kadang-kala bila beraktivisme, kadang-kala mengambil masa dan juga mengambil sumber keuangan juga. So ada yang cuba untuk mengimbangi lah, ada yang tidak mampu. So adalah beberapa faktor, tapi apa yang saya nampak adalah dan nampak arus dia, pergerakan dia dan saya fikir sangat menarik sekali lah, dan patut kalau sesiapa yang ada sumber dan juga ada masa patut menyokong sekali lah. Dan whether moral ya. Tak tahu di UMS bagaimana, ada tak pelajar dah mula bergerak?
Bagi kawan saya, I think a lot of my friends are like frustrated lah with everything, with like the political climate. Yeah, I think politics is quite a hot topic among like youngsters these days also. But I find that people are not willing to like, actually take the step to like sertai politik tu semua. It's because I think they're scared lah. They said, what if I kena lock up lah, kena questioning, or there's always that risk, right? So do you have any advice, Dr. Ken?
I would say okay, I'll put it both ways lah, kan. One is a bit harsher and provocative lah, and what somebody used to say, kalau takut tentang pengorbanan, usah berjuang. Or kalau if you are scared of sacrifice, then don't fight, or something like that. Tak tahu ingat tak Fikri ke? Kalau risau tentang pengorbanan, usah berjuang, or something macam tu. Yeah. So that's put it in more. So if you're scared of sacrifice, then don't fight. Yeah. So that means struggle, fight and change needs sacrifice lah, and you must be ready for that. Tapi itu sangat keras lah. Itu sangat keras dan provokatif lah. Cumanya I feel that for some people, some sectors, the challenge is there. And I think it's okay. I think it's normal. I think setiap orang dia akan membuat apa yang dia boleh melakukan mengikut limitasinya. Ada yang ada limitasi keluarga, ada yang ada limitasi ibu bapa dan mungkin datuk dan nenek, siblings. Ada yang ada kekangan keuangan, ada yang kekangan masa kerja. So I think that's always it's the same everywhere. So I would say that we do the best we can in whatever circumstances we are lah. So kalau kita tak ada duit, kita cuba sumbang tenaga. Kalau kita tak ada tenaga tapi ada duit, kita cuba sumbang duit. Kalau kita dua-dua pun ada, bagilah dua-dua kan. Kalau berpeluang, begitulah. Yeah. So I think you can look at it both ways lah. Like I say again. So one is a more like provocative way, and then one is a more that this is okay, and then people do and make do dengan apa yang dia mampu dan boleh lah kan. Dan itu pun sangat baik sekali.
Right, thank you very much Ken. Kita dah sampai kepada penghujung rancangan kita. But before I go, I want to say something. So there's a lot of stories me and Ken. I remember masa the leadership was in one of the restaurants, and then they asked me. They were talking about macam ramai orang masuk muda because of fans tadi, and then they asked me why you masuk muda. I said because of Ken. I nampak gambar dia dalam penaja tu, I ingat Amai kan.
Lepas tu rupa-rupanya kecewa
Rupanya kecewa. Tapi the thing is that I think why I look up to Ken and why I think he's my mentor was because bila I masuk muda, I thought I was ready, I was good enough to enter because I've been talking about politics. I thought macam okay, I am ready. I have the knowledge. I have full knowledge. I'm ready to go lah. Ambil pegang jawatan apa semua. But when I see Ken and I talk to him about what dia cakap I pasal apa activism and socialism, and I do feel macam at that point humble juga lah, because I realised at that time I tak tahu, I know nothing actually. So I am glad that we have someone like you, Ken, macam not just macam people who are kat depan jerit, but you also at the back macam giving us advice and academics punya thoughts. So thank you so much, and Thank you guys for listening, and I hope nak nangis ke kan? Dah goyang-goyang tu.
Murah hati sangat. Tak seharusnya begitu.
Dia bayar ke Abul untuk kata dia macam mana
tu lah.
sangat tau. It sounds
Tapi
suspicious bro.
Macam tak bayar lagi. Ke tak bayar pun. Mungkin ada dapat ni lain kot mungkin. Ada commission lain kot Abul ni.
So,
But thanks a lot. But thanks a lot everyone. Terima kasih banyak for having me, for talking. I hope I don't know. We see what we can do lah. Tapi terima kasih banyak Rachel, Fikri and Abul, juga Warren yang bertungkus lumus semuanya untuk menjalankan.
So guys, thank you for listening and watching. Macam tak sure about listening part yet. So thank you Dr. Ken for being here today with us, and we'll see you. Kita akan jumpa lagi in the next episode. So bye guys.
Bye-bye.
Terima kasih semua.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Kami muda.